Good evening, everyone. Welcome back in. Another great episode coming up. Going to talk some college softball. Then we're going to break that down and go into the college baseball tournament, which was announced today, which I find kind of stupid. Why does the college selection show wait till Monday when every other selection show is on Sunday? Don't understand that.
Got to be different, I guess, John. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I get it's Memorial Day. A lot of people are off, but
true.
For idiots like you and I that are going to sit here and try to break this thing down a little bit, we could use the extra day to kind of prep for it. So,
Happy Memorial Day, by the way, man.
Right. That's the first thing there we want to definitely get off our on the plate here is, you know, this is one of the best holidays. It's the worst holidays in America.
Yeah.
It's a great holiday because the freedom that the people that pay the ultimate sacrifice allow idiots like you and I to do stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people may not want, people may think back after seeing this episode and say, maybe we should think this through. Maybe we should censor these two. I don't know. So we'll see how people react. But as of right now, we're still clear.
We're still clear. Yeah. Well, thank you to the fallen soldiers out there, man.
100%.
For everything that we take for granted, and nobody takes things for granted more than Americans do. But because we get to do that, so because of them. So
100% right. Real quick, off topic here, but I know this is something different. I saw this pop across my feed today on I don't know, Twitter, X, whatever the heck we're calling it nowadays.
Right. I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, me too. But this is off topic, just something for you and I for later in the season when we talk high school football out of Texas. Dave Campbell's is trying to compile their top 10 quarterbacks all time in the state of Texas.
Ooh. All time, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, most of those are going to be the last probably 20, 25 years. Maybe 30.
Yeah, you're looking at, Andrew Luck. You're looking. Oh my God, the list is insane. So, if you get a chance to hop on your Twitter and look up Dave Campbell's, and you'll see him in some of the comments are just like, oh my God,
it's going to be too hard to do, man.
Oh yeah. So
it'll be fun.
But I mean, they've got the resources to do stuff like that. I would not attempt that.
We sure do.
But without further ado, I didn't get a chance. I was a little tied up today doing stuff, so I didn't get a chance to really type out the brackets in the comment section. So I do apologize for everybody that may tune in. I may try to type some stuff in as we move along when Doug's talking. Doug's going to pretty much take the lead more than I am on this softball. We have advanced through the super regionals with, I would probably say, one of the biggest upsets in sports in recent history, with Mississippi State taking down Oklahoma, who was both of ours prediction to win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So much for that.
Yeah, definitely. And I was kind of shocked. I mean, Texas Tech, I know they've got Najee Candidate out there.
Right.
But, dude, they put BTA to Florida. At Florida.
Yeah, man. And they got a hell of a pitcher over there, too, man.
Yeah, Keegan Rothrock, I think, is her name.
I can't remember. Big girl. She looks familiar. I think, is it Emma something? I swear she's from Texas. I think I've seen this girl.
I think it's Rothrock is who we're thinking of out there at Florida.
Okay.
But I think she's thrown like 3 or 4 no-hitters in her career, not just this year. But which is when you factor in she plays in the SEC, throwing 4 no-hitters in a career is
pretty damaging
when you think about it.
Yeah.
So going through it, we've already got the matchups out. We already have the schedule out. So these are going to start Thursday, and I'll run through the games. I'll go through the matchups in order on time constraint order. And I'll let you kind of give a take on each matchup a little bit while I start typing in some stuff for the baseball. So the first game is going to go off at noon on Thursday. All these games are on ESPN or ESPN2. So one of the ESPN family of networks, by the way.
Yes.
They're all in Oklahoma City. So at noon on Thursday, we're going to kick off with Mississippi State facing off against Texas Tech.
I really wish they didn't start these games in the middle of the day, man, in the work week. But it's going to be tough to watch it. But Mississippi State and Texas Tech. I mean, look, Mississippi State's obviously the surprise here, beating Oklahoma. But now they gotta do it again with Texas Tech, man. And after that Oklahoma game, I don't know if you caught Coach Gasco talking about the game. She basically said that. Oh, I guess how Oklahoma likes to hit bombs, man. It kind of caught up with them a little bit. She said that they were just trying to they just take nothing but big swings. They couldn't get a girl on base, move her over, just play small ball. There's no small ball anymore in softball, and that seemed like
y'all. Give me a second. Sure. I don't know what was going on. Something was going on in the background on my computer cranked up, so I apologize for that. Go ahead. I missed the Patty. Start with the Patty Gasso. What she had to say.
Yeah, she was saying that they just were taking too many big swings. I think they got kind of caught up in what was the fad, I guess, what was going on with the home runs and everything, them and UCLA going back and forth. And they couldn't get a girl on base and move them over and, just play small ball. I think they needed to do that against Mississippi State because, man, they didn't just get beat, bro. They got beat. I mean, they got shut out 6-0. They might only got maybe a handful of hits, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it was 4-0 or 6-0, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much what happened with Oklahoma as far as what Coach Gasco was saying, that they just kept taking too many big swings. So, but hey, congratulations, Mississippi State. I mean, another SEC team. We got 5 out of 8.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the breakdown. The breakdown actually went 5 SEC, 2 Big 10, and 1 Big 12.
Yeah. So, all these schools in here, man. These are they play year round type. Type teams down here. So, but I don't know. I still like Tech in this game. We can talk about that Florida game if you want to a little bit. That had some controversy there. When Florida decided not to shake hands. I'll be honest with you, Sean. I'm not a big fan of that. I've heard all the excuses, all the reasons. It was an intense game, and I'm like, what the heck? When have these girls not played an intense? These are the top line softball athletes, man. Their whole lives they've been playing with these girls. So it's always been intense. And now you're kind of opening the door here. Now other teams are gonna be like, oh well, you know what? It was. We were afraid something. Then they're not gonna shake. They're not gonna shake hands and stuff. And making the comparison to baseball, I can't stand that. Well, the boys don't shake hands. Well, the boys don't also talk a bunch of game in the dugout because they're gonna take one in the ear hole. You know what I mean? It's a different game. The concepts are the same. The skill level is the same. Swinging the bat's the same, but the game's not the same. So I wasn't a big fan of not shaking hands, but I don't know. What's your take on that, Sean?
Well, I don't agree with the not shaking hands thing at all. Even translating it over to hockey, those are brutal series in hockey, and at the end they still line up, skate through each other, and the losers shake their hands and then skate off the ice while the victor, whatever. You're right in baseball. if you see baseball dugouts chirping at the other team, it's already been going on, and it's gonna eventually come to a lead anyway. It's gonna come to a head anyway.
Right.
Most of the time, baseball players are just like, come on, 26, things like that. These softball players, man, they've got chance.
Mm-hmm.
They go at it. They are intense, and you're right. Catching a softball while not good to the helmet, unless it's from that girl from Tennessee, isn't going to do as much as a pitcher coming in who's throwing 97 to the head.
Right.
And I'm not trying to make it like nobody should ever be hitting the head. I don't care. Hit them in the ribs, hit them in the thigh. If you're going to hit them intentionally, don't go head hunting. That's back in the 70s, man. Get that out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But I would I've seen 2 A&M kids get hit in the face this year in baseball. Yeah. It was pretty nasty, but those were accidents. They weren't on purpose. I will say that the ball, you could tell, just got away. And wasn't that the game where like a Florida player, somebody was hit in the knee, and it may have been the Oklahoma game where somebody was hit in the knee and tempers kind of escalated, but she stuck her knee into it. I don't remember which game it was. I saw the clip on it. That might have been the Oklahoma game. I don't remember exactly, but that game, that Florida Texas Tech game just ended bad. That's the kind of stuff softball can't have happen while trying to build their brand. They've got a big brand; it's up and coming, but things like that shoot it down.
Yeah, that's the only positive I can find on this is just a little extra attention for the sport, even though it's kind of negative attention.
Yeah,
I just don't want this to be something that's going to happen often now.
And you hear the phrase that all the time.
I mean, these girls, their whole lives have been competing at a high level, and after the game, they shake hands, and sometimes they hold hands in a circle, and then maybe they say a prayer, maybe they do whatever. So, I know it's different now. These girls are getting paid. I know you have to factor in the NIL. It's kind of throwing a wrench in everything, kind of changing the culture, if you will. And maybe we have to accept that, but I don't know, Sean. Maybe this is the way it's going to be from now on because of that. But I didn't like it. We need to do better.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, and sometimes you'll take any attention, even if it's bad attention, because it is attention.
Right.
But I think softball needs to kind of nip that in the bud a little bit. And hey, you lost, shake hands, move on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're going to see what Mississippi State can do. They've got some pitching at Mississippi State now. Don't think they don't.
Obviously, man. I didn't know they did, but
yeah, they've got 2 girls that are really, really, really strong at the top of their rotation. So we're going to see again. I'm not making any picks on this yet. I'll make one pick to win the whole tournament at the end of this because it's double elimination. Tech probably has one of, if not the best pitcher in this whole tournament. And unlike baseball where they can pitch almost every day, that's kind of a big plus for you.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Like that. Sure. Yeah. It's not like you could roll out a Paul every day for LSU in the baseball tournament. So.
Well, yeah. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and take Tech, the payroll, over Mississippi State. Congratulations, Mississippi State. But
again, it's double elimination, so one loss doesn't kick you out.
Right.
So there's that.
There's that.
Follow that up with the game that you probably are more pissed off that it's at this time slot because of work would be 2:30 p.m., which is Tennessee versus Texas. Now, we all know Tennessee. We spoke about their pitcher. She's got, the fastest pitcher in the history of softball, things like that.
Number one
She got hit a
overall.
little bit though. She got hit a little bit though.
Yep.
So if that ball doesn't have the movement on it, I mean, baseball players will tell you, oh, if you're throwing 104 but it's flat, I can hit it. But now if you're throwing 101 with movement, I'm going to have a little trouble. So
yeah,
if that pitch is flattening out, then that Texas lineup isn't a joke. I've seen what they can do through the SEC. They can mash. But Texas has been a little bit up and down myself, I've noticed too. They've had some games where they've had to hang on and win these 10-9s and be down 3 runs in the 7th inning and have to come back. And they
hit a walk off.
To the credit, they do it. Good teams find ways, you know that. But I mean, give me your thoughts here. I'm sure we're going to see Pickens in the circle for Tennessee. So how you thinking this one's going to play out?
Man, this is going to be a fun one, man. UT versus UT. Yeah. Honestly, man, I didn't think Texas was going to beat Arizona State. Arizona State was playing so well. I didn't think Texas was going to win it.
I already know.
So, well, and I don't even know what they were even seeded or ranked. I don't think they were even. No. So, but they got past them. This is going to be interesting with Tennessee. I don't know where I'm going with this, Sean. I'm gonna go with UT. I just don't know which one.
We're gonna go with bright orange or burnt orange. Which one? I mean, you got your shade of orange.
Rocky Top. I don't know, man. I'm pulling for Texas, obviously, but
obviously, which makes sense.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you, Sean.
I think I'm going to lean Tennessee in this matchup because of Pickens. Now, I think if they rematch later down the road and it's Pickens, I would lean Texas because they would have seen it. Because I don't know if Texas and Tennessee played in the regular season. I don't go back and look. When we're looking at the next matchup, I'll go try to look up Texas's schedule and see if they played Tennessee.
Yeah, so somebody's going to the losers bracket in this game, and I don't know which one it is. I think it might be Texas. So I guess I'll lean Tennessee just with pitching.
That's the only reason I'm leaning Tennessee. And like I said, I'm only leaning them for one game because I hate ESPN softball coverage. I'm going to tell you. You can click on the baseball tab and it'll take you through the whole schedule. The softball doesn't. It just shows that one game. So I'm going to go a different route with it. But that's how I see that one breaking out. Is I see I could see Tennessee pulling the win on the first game, and then if it matches up, Texas beating them again. Yeah. Your next game is going to be at. Let me get the time frame for that one. I'm assuming it's going to be 5:30 or 6, something like that. 7 p.m. The Texas game's on ESPN, by the way. These next 2 games are on ESPN too. You crank off with probably the best offense in all of college baseball or softball versus the overall number 1 seed, which is UCLA with playing Bama.
Yep. Yeah, man. That
UCLA team is nasty, dude.
They're scary, man. I mean, I mean, the whole lineup hits bombs, dude. It's insane. And they got one of those coaches that's been there for multiple decades, I think. I don't know that lady. I can't remember her name, but she's been at UCLA for a while, my friend. Hell of a tradition out there. So. Alabama's weren't they number 1? They were the number 1 overall, right, in this tournament? I want to say.
Yes, they were number 1 overall.
And I think they might be playing the real number 1 overall right here, man, in UCLA. So,
well, UCLA has given up a lot of runs too, though.
Yeah,
but their offense, I mean, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Scrolling.
I'm going UCLA in this one, even though I think Bama's got better pitching. But that lineup is just so sick.
They did not play Tennessee. Texas and Tennessee did not play in the regular season.
Okay, that's going to be fun, man.
So I will definitely lean Tennessee in that for sure, since they've never seen Pickens.
Yeah. So that first game, Tennessee.
Right. I saw yesterday UCLA. I mean, it was like a 2-1 or 3-1 game. And then the next 3 innings, they just put 11 runs up. And I'm just like, wow. I mean, all the talk all year was Oklahoma beaten with the home runs and the bombs. And what Wells did as a freshman was phenomenal. The problem is this UCLA team they do it 1 through 9 hitting. They all can just drive the ball. Yeah.
And when when it comes to tradition, Sean, I mean, it starts with UCLA. I mean, when softball first started, it all came out of California first.
Oh yeah.
Back in the late 80s, early 90s, if you were a player, it was UCLA. It didn't matter where you were from. You were going to UCLA. So
you were going UCLA, you were going USC, you were going Arizona State. Yeah, it was all West.
All West,
yeah. That's just how it was.
I mean, Texas didn't have a program until maybe 95, 94, maybe.
Yeah, I think A&M has won a national championship, but it was back in the day. I mean, it was a long time ago. I have to research that. I think they have a softball championship, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay. I got the Bruins.
I'm going to go Bama. Bama has hellacious. They have great pitching.
Yes, they do.
And pitching can beat great hitting. We know that. So I'm gonna kind of flip this one from the other series. I'm gonna take Bama in game 1, but in a rematch, I'd probably take UCLA.
Yeah, that's a good one. Blitz, Bama, blitz, man. So Alabama, and in the first game, okay, I can see that.
And I don't have the bracket pulled up as to how it would play out to what brackets could meet for the championship, because I know there's 2 pods of 4 on each side, and then the winners come out. But I don't have that in front of me, so that's why I'm not going to pick a championship matchup. I'll just pick a champion.
Right.
The closeout game of the night is probably going to be one of the most interesting. Arkansas versus Nebraska.
Congratulations to the Arkansas Razorbacks. First time.
Is this ever making it? Is it really?
Yeah. It's first time making it, man.
Man, I thought they'd been there before. They've been good for a while. I thought they'd for sure made it before.
And let me tell you, man, there's a travel ball organization down here in Pearland, over there in Shadow Creek, called Impact Gold. Casey Jackson and his family do a great job, by the way, man. They put girls into college, man. I really dig that. And great organization, and they send a lot of girls to Arkansas.
I think I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, Coach McDowell's kid. She went to Foster High School, but she played for Impact Gold for a while there, and so a couple girls at Texas we played for Impact Gold. It's great organization down here in Pearland, and I'm not surprised that I don't think it's a coincidence, man, that they recruit heavily down here and have a pipeline with certain travel ball organizations down here, and here they are now, first time College World Series, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. That's that took me back. I thought Arkansas had made it there before, but hey.
Yeah, me too. I kind of, yeah. But they got a tough one. So Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska was one of the hottest teams throughout the year. 20-game winning streak, 22-game winning streak. I mean, 2 different 20-game winning streaks is really, really, really impressive. Yeah, I don't care what you're playing.
Right, exactly. But they got a pitcher.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that pitcher they have over there. What's that, Jordy?
Yeah,
can't remember.
From.
Yeah, but she was at Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, she used
as
to
a
be.
Freshman.
She was Jordy something at Oklahoma. Now she's Jordy From because she got married.
That's why she looks different. Okay.
So she was like Jordy, and I want to say the last name started with a B when she was in Oklahoma. And now she's Jordy From after she got married, of course. So I did hear that. So,
and she's from Nebraska. So she came home when she left Oklahoma.
So, yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I think I'm going to lean Nebraska, even though my name is SEC. I'm going to lean Nebraska. I think Nebraska just knows how to win close games. They had a battle in their own regional to even get here to the Super. I think I'm going to lean Nebraska on the strength of they've been tested, which all these teams have been tested. The SEC schools have gone through the SEC gauntlet. The Big Ten was really good this year in softball too, when you factor in some of them that aren't still playing. But you still got UCLA and Nebraska left, and to be honest, either one of those could win this whole thing. So I'm going to lean Nebraska versus the first matchup with Arkansas, and then we'll just kind of see how it plays out from there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you with Nebraska.
And then without having the bracket pulled up in front of me to know who would play who, I'm just going to go ahead and I honestly think UCLA might bash their way to a title.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, man. It's kind of crazy. They may be the team. I mean, I'm sure they have good pitching, but out of all these teams, who would you say has the least of the weaker of the pitching? I don't think anybody has good pitching in this tournament, but I mean, I guess if you had to pick, it might be UCLA. But they can, like you said, they can smash their way.
Yeah, I think if you ranked the pitching staffs, I think UCLA would be probably 7th or 8th for sure on this list. Who would be number one, man? I don't know. That'd be a whole different conversation. But I do know Mississippi State has 2 great pitchers that they can lead, and I think they actually found a 3rd in the SEC tournament.
Nice.
I'm trying to see if I can get the bracket pulled up real fast here so we can kind of see who's on opposite sides, so we know.
I hope it turns out to be like Texas Tech and UCLA, even though Texas is coming off a national championship defending.
So the bracket is actually laid out exactly like the games are. So the top half of the bracket is the first 4: Mississippi State, Tech, Tennessee, and Texas. So you can't have a rematch of last year in the finals, which was Tech and Texas. And then UCLA, Bama, Arkansas, Nebraska in the bottom half.
Okay, so we can't have a Texas Tech, UCLA.
You can't have a Tech, UCLA. I mean, you could have a Texas, UCLA. I mean, you could have and these teams are so even.
I will tell you this, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
I was just going to say, these teams are so even to be here that trying to predict who's going to win this whole thing and whatever. But if I had to pick my championship series final right now, I'm actually probably going to lean Bama and Tech.
Okay. I'm going to lean.
Tech, think about Tech real quick before you jump into there, before where you lean. think about this Tech team. If they get the Najee Kennedy candidate that we know, look at what they did in their regional to win the regional, coming back from what was it, 8-0 or 7-0, 8-0, and put up 8 runs with 2 out in the 7th inning.
And you know what? If that was
an extras,
yeah, and that could have been a run rule if they would have scored those 8 runs, in the freaking 5th inning or 6th inning.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been Dunsky. But because they scored late, because it was like 4-0 for a long time, and they scored late, so they had that last at bat, and I was like, what? And dude, from the moment they were down, as soon as they started got that first base hit, it seemed like they were about to win the game. As soon as they started, got that first run and that second run, it's like the way they were acting, it was like they're about to win this game. I'm like, what the hell? And they sure as hell did. But for entertainment purposes, Sean, I'm hoping it's going to be a Texas team versus UCLA. Anything Texas, California, it's going to be intense, my friend. I promise you on that. Especially in softball, because I can tell you in the travel ball scene, Texas, they have this piece called PGA. They play out there in California. Teams from every year, every summer, I swear, it's usually a California and a Texas team playing for the championship in California. So,
if you're going Texas versus California, who you got, Tech or Texas?
I'm gonna have to lean Texas Tech, man. I'm gonna go with the payroll and the pitcher. So Texas Tech and UCLA. That's my. I'm hoping that's going to be the matchup because that will be intense.
Well, both of us have Tech there, and then you've got UCLA and I've got Bama.
Yep.
But don't sleep on any of these other teams, guys, because man,
watch Mississippi State just run through them all, dude.
Right. Watch Mississippi State and Arkansas match up.
Yeah, they're just gonna run through them all.
Which, to be honest, we need these other conferences, the Big 10, the Big 12. We need those teams to be in there anyway. Because, I mean, the SEC has dominated this sport in the past recent history, much like the baseball tournament. They've won the last 7 national champions. And you need some new blood in there. Oh, yeah. You need some new blood in there to keep it, moving along. Because there for so long, all the best prospects just went to the SEC.
Right.
And they just kept building. And now NIL has kind of helped level that out a little bit. But yeah, since I think 2019, the last every baseball champion has come from the SEC.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
jumping into baseball, let's jump over to that side of it.
That's good.
Get that rolling. We spent about 30 minutes on the softball side.
Baseball is a big bracket here.
Yeah, because same as the softball, 64 teams.
Right, 64 teams. Yeah.
But they kick off this weekend. I think kicked off their regionals on a Thursday. And I think baseball is doing all theirs are starting on Friday. They're going Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So
that's a lot of baseball. Let's go.
The way it's going to work is you're going to have your 4 little pods, which we'll get into, and there'll be double elimination. So winner of game 1 plays winner of game 2. Loser of game 2 plays loser of game 1. One of those teams is eliminated, then you move on. So you'll see how it breaks down if you follow it this weekend. But same as softball, same double elimination style. So in baseball, it's just so much different because you have to line up your pitching right. If you're the top seed, you're playing the 4 seed in your little pod, you're not going to throw your ace in game 1. You're going to throw your second or third best pitcher in game 1 and save your aces for further down the line.
So most of these baseball teams, they're 3 deep, right, in pitching, you would think? Are they going to go 3? They have to go 3, right?
Most are 3 deep. You have your Friday, Saturday, Sunday starters that you would use during the regular season. And then you normally have a midweek starter somewhere mixed in there. Normally that's like a freshman, sophomore, younger kid who plays your midweek game. And then you would turn around and have a couple of arms down in the bullpen you can throw. So you run about maybe 7 deep. Some pitching staffs have 10 guys they can bring out of the bullpen. And in college, that's a huge advantage because, even if you bring your ace in game 1 and throw him game 1, well, if your team comes up to bat and you put up 9 runs in the first inning, you can pull your ace and he may have only thrown 12 pitches. Now you could bring him back the next day.
Nice. So, okay. I got you.
Baseball is so different. Than softball where you could have Najee Kin to just pitch the whole damn tournament.
Yeah, till our arm falls off.
Yeah. So going into it, and I didn't get as much typed up as I wanted, so I do apologize for everybody watching. But here's your national seeds. Number 1 overall seed, I don't think anybody questions it, was UCLA. Georgia Tech got the 2 seed. Georgia got the 3 seed. Auburn the 4 seed. UNC, that's North Carolina, by the way, the 5 seed. Texas got the 6, Alabama the 7, and Florida the 8. So you're looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 8 are SEC schools.
Oh, SEC all the time, all day long.
And then you got 2 ACC schools in there with North Carolina and Georgia Tech. And then, of course, the consensus overall number 1 seed all year long is UCLA. That team. Now, a little note on UCLA. There's a kid that plays for them who you know. No, you don't know him personally, but he played for your Longhorns last year. William, I think, Gasparino.
Wow.
He's now at UCLA, and he is ineligible for game 1 of the regional.
What do you do?
Well, I'd like to say because of the hat I'm wearing and who I'm talking to that because he's a Longhorn, you could expect it. But I won't put that on y'all because I know that even though I'm not a fan of your little coach over there, I don't think he teaches people this kind of stuff. And in the Big Ten tournament against Oregon, I think the championship game, he was kind of in a rundown between third and home. And literally, dude, he just Earl Campbelled the dude on third base. He just trucked and ran him over, and the umpire called him out. But then Oregon confronted and challenged it. Even though he was called out, they challenged the play for, I guess, lack of a better term, unnecessary roughness. I don't know exactly what that was called. But he's ineligible for game 1.
Hold on, they have that?
Yeah.
In baseball?
Yeah, you can't just run over people in baseball.
Well, tell that to Pete Rose, man.
Well, that's probably why it's not. That's probably why they don't do it.
That is insane. I did not know they could do that, man. They can replay
videos. Go watch the video. It's egregious, dude. He just it's not.
It's pretty obvious.
Okay. My wife I used the word egregious, so my wife said, "Whoa, big word."
Bust out the dictionary today, man.
I'm telling you. So yeah, look up the video. It's pretty bad, dude. Go. Okay. Well. You wouldn't agree. You would agree with the call. Now, being suspended let's be realistic. UCLA not going to have a lot of problems in their first game. Okay. Well. I'm sure that Gasparino is probably okay to sit out a game. Now, if you suspended him for the whole regional, this could be a problem.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
But one game I'll get because UCLA, their little pod is they play St. Mary's first. Poor St. Mary's, man. They've been in every tournament and they get matched up and they're just getting killed.
Hey, man, they're used to it. They're out there in California, right? I mean, they play those,
Well, that's the trick. They got UCLA has St. Mary's. They also have Cal Poly, who's not bad.
Yeah, Cal Poly's a name in baseball, man.
Yeah.
Kind of like Cal State Fullerton, which I don't see them anymore, but
no. And then Vatech.
Yeah.
Now, I'll be realistic. UCLA should probably run through this really pretty easily, to be honest with you. But
yeah,
if you're going to look for a team that they better watch out for, Cal Poly has beaten some teams this year.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure they're very familiar with UCLA anyway. So,
I'm sure those, as well as I do. You just mentioned it. Go back in this sport, Cal Poly. I mean, I don't know, UC Santa Barbara. Cal State, Fullerton, Bakerfield. Those teams have stepped up and just shocked people in regionals before.
Yeah,
even as the 4 seeds. So don't think that this is going to be just. I mean, I think UCLA runs through the region undefeated. Don't get me wrong, but
no upset.
I could see them challenged in a game or two, though.
Yeah,
I will say that. So next we'll move on to the bracket that they'll match up with in the super regional, which would be the West Virginia is the 16 overall seed. So West Virginia, Binghamton, Kentucky, and Wake Forest.
Binghamton.
Yeah, Binghamton is obviously just kind of in there. I mean, good luck. Congratulations. You made it. You're not getting out of this regional, first of all.
Okay. Where is Binghamton? I'm sorry, dude. Where's Binghamton?
It sounds like a New York name. I don't know, but it sounds like one. Maybe somebody that's watching will be able to look up where Binghamton is. I think it's New York, though, because I think they were in the softball tournament.
It's out that way, yeah, I guess. Yeah, and Binghamton.
I think if I am right, that is the school that Tony Kornheiser graduated from ESPN.
Kornheiser.
And it's also the alma mater of Flo from the Progressive Insurance commercials.
Well, that's imperative, man, to know that.
I think my wife's right that I might have too much free time.
Yeah, that's definitely up there in the East Coast, man. So
I'm pretty sure it's in New York. So in that bracket, I mean, obviously you're playing in West Virginia.
Mountain Mama.
Kentucky's another SEC program, though, and I have a hard time betting against the gauntlet that these SEC schools have gone through. I did lean West Virginia in this bracket, but that is one that if Kentucky or Wake Forest were to come out of it, I wouldn't be shocked either.
Yeah,
but I did lean West Virginia. That's a tough regional to play in. I can quick little story about West Virginia's baseball regional. Texas A&M was in that regional, and I think it was 2016, somewhere around there. I'd have to relook up the year. And A&M was down 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. They were actually the home team and hit a walk-off grand slam to win the regional.
Well, that doesn't suck.
On West Virginia's home field. Yeah, I want to say it was 2016, 20. It was in that range. I'd have to look it up again. But, yeah, that video still exists, and it's one of the greatest to watch.
In West Virginia.
Not if you're a West Virginia fan.
No. So you got West Virginia. I think I'm going with Mountain Mama as well, man.
Yeah.
West Virginia.
Like I said, that's one. There's a few of these that I'm not 100% sold on, but I'm still going to make a pick because that's what we do.
Yep.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I would tell you this. I do like to delve into the world of parlays and gambling when college football rolls around.
Entertainment purposes.
Entertainment purposes only. I would never put a 50 cents on this bracket. Never.
Right. Come on, 50 cent on a 40, 30 game.
Because as soon as I do, the teams with the 3 best pitchers are all going to have Tommy John or something come up, and then
baseball so unpredictable. Pitching changes and all that, it screws everything up. Man.
The old adage in baseball: your momentum is only as good as the next day's pitcher. So then we move down to the next bracket, and that will be the host will be in is it Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where Southern Miss is from?
Dude, I've been through Hattiesburg, man. Yeah, you know they celebrate Mardi Gras. Had the whole parade and everything, man. It's interesting. Nice town.
I think that's where Southern Miss is located. I think it's
Hattiesburg. Yes, sir. It is Hattiesburg. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
I've seen the stadium.
You're probably one of 20 people that have driven through Hattiesburg.
Well, my daughter got her first collegiate hit out there in that Hattiesburg.
All right.
So,
fine town. Southern Miss is always in this tournament.
What's up with that, man? How they have such a good tradition in baseball, man? I mean, that's not a money program or university, dude.
Yeah, but baseball's different though. You can find guys that all the other schools have picked up the best of. But if you have good coaching and you can take a 3-star prospect that nobody wanted and give it his only D1 offer to come to, you may have a guy throwing 98 miles an hour with nasty stuff. And then, of course, he might transfer, but this is always in this mix. But they're in a bracket. I see a couple of different stumbles here. The first game they're playing Little Rock. I'm assuming that's Arkansas Little Rock. Not
Arkansas.
Not for any country fans tuning in. That is not the Colin Ray love song, Little Rock. Great song. Very underrated song. They're also mixed in with Jacksonville State, who I know has beaten some teams this year because they took out a couple of SEC schools in the midweeks. And they're also tied in with Virginia. I don't know a whole lot about Virginia. I know Virginia's always good. They've won titles before, but I know their head coach left and is now at Mississippi State. He's somewhere in the SEC. And Jacksonville State, like I said, I know they can play because they've beaten a couple of SEC schools this year in the midweek. So I leaned with the home team, Southern Miss, in this one. Yeah. Just because the only teams in here that probably have the pedigree to have the experience is Virginia. That would be the only team that would be able to match what it's going to take to go through a tournament like this. So I went with Southern Miss. Plus, I like Southern Miss. I think they always have a really good program, so I'd like to see them advance out of here.
Yeah, I think I would. I like to see Southern Miss advance.
I like the smaller schools. This is especially basketball too, but basketball and baseball are the sports where these smaller schools can step on the stage with the big blue bloods and then go toe to toe with them and have a shot. In football, Southern Miss is not going to compete with Ohio State. It's just not going to, or Texas, or even an A&M. Well, they might beat an A&M.
Well, no, they're not going to beat that. Come on.
Not now. Back in the day,
yeah. Back with Francione or something like that.
Yeah. Please don't mention that name again.
Okay.
That name is banned in College Station.
Who would have thought, man?
Jimbo.
Jimbo.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? I know. It's weird.
That bracket matches up with what I think is probably one of the really interesting brackets in the whole tournament. And that's the Florida, the Gainesville region. With you have Ryder, which every bracket, if y'all haven't noticed, has a team in there that's just in there. That's right. Ryder. You do have Troy. Troy's played pretty good. Tons of speed. But then you have the interesting one, which I didn't see this coming, is Miami's in that region too.
I didn't know Miami played baseball.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, really?
I mean,
Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, they played LSU in the Miami's a hell of a baseball program. But this matching up with Florida, I'm sorry to anybody that's in this region, but you're going home. Florida, dude, Florida has probably the top 1 and 2 pitchers in this whole tournament. Aiden King and Liam Peterson, and they're nasty.
They're getting drafted.
A&M took 2 or 3 from Florida at Florida. The first game they threw Aiden King. Aiden King wound up with like 15 strikeouts.
Good Lord.
And A&M has one of the deepest offenses in all of college baseball. And nothing. And I actually think we put up 3 or 4 runs on him. But it was just like 1 run, and they would put it, and then we wound up like they just blew us out. It was Aiden King and Liam Peterson are nasty. And that's what it takes in these regionals, because you got to win. If you throw your third best pitcher against Ryder, then you line up with Miami and you throw in Aiden King, and then the next game you play would be against coming out of the losers bracket. You throw Liam Peterson, you win, and you're out of this regional, and then you're on to the super, and now you're set up with playing like a Southern Miss, and you throw Aiden King and Liam Peterson, and bam, you win those 2, and you're on to the World Series, and you haven't lost a game.
Wow. Yeah.
Florida's pitching staff is nasty.
So they got at least 2 pitchers going to go and get drafted, probably. You think?
Yeah, I don't even think they're eligible. I think they're both sophomores, and they're not draft eligible sophomores. I think they have to go another year. I could be wrong on Liam Peterson, but I don't think they're eligible for the draft this year. I'd have to look that up. Don't hold me to it. But
they might be back next year.
If those 2 come back next year, you might as well just pencil Florida in as the top overall number 1 seed going into the season.
Good Lord. Okay. SEC.
Yeah, well, I obviously have Florida rolling through that region.
Okay.
Going back real quick, we had UCLA and West Virginia. Those 2 would match up in the Super Regional. I've got UCLA winning that Super Regional. I also have Florida, who would match up with, I almost called them Swiss Miss because I wrote down S-Miss.
Southern Miss, yeah.
Yeah. So I have Florida rolling through them as well, too.
Okay, so we're looking at a potential Florida UCLA.
Those two in my mind are going to advance to the World Series as of right now. How that bracket plays out, I'm not 100% sure. We won't know that till after the Super Regionals, but I have UCLA and Florida advancing for sure. And a real quick breakdown of the conferences. These are just conferences with multi-bids, by the way. The Big West got 2 in. Conference USA got 3. The Big Ten got 4 teams in. The Sun Belt got 5.
Nice.
The Big 12 got 6. The ACC 9, and the SEC got 12 teams in.
Damn.
And
that's a whole conference.
We had the longest streak of making the baseball tournament broken this year because Vanderbilt did not make it, so that ended their streak at 19 straight years.
Oh, wow, that's rough.
Don't feel bad for the SEC because the leader now is 18 straight, which is Florida. So, and then the comments will roll in about SEC bias or something. So,
yeah, that's all it is, man.
Yeah.
Bias.
Then we roll over to the North Carolina regional.
UNC, Tennessee.
They did not do North Carolina any favors. They paired North Carolina with VCU. Okay, VCU's decent, but should be handled.
Virginia.
But everybody's team they don't want to play in these tournaments, East Carolina and Tennessee are in this region.
Tennessee. What's East Carolina got, man? They got pitching or hitting?
I don't know so much that they're just a team. They're always in this damn tournament. And they always push people. Not necessarily saying they'd win it, but God, they play. They've hosted a regional a few years in a row.
Oh, wow.
It's just like Southern Miss. They're a smaller school that's just a program.
Yeah. They find that player.
They grab a bunch of dudes, throw them on a field, and figure out what they've got. And they put them in, and they just go with it, and it works. And it's just a team you don't want to face in your own regional when you're a number 5 overall seed.
And UNC's hosting? Is it North Carolina? Yeah. They're hosting? Okay.
Yeah, they're the host team. This is where I have my first upset coming up. I have Tennessee winning this region.
Tennessee.
Not SEC bias. I think Tennessee is. Tennessee has been slept on all year because, of course, Tony Vitello left and went to coach or manage the San Francisco Giants in baseball. People didn't know what was going to happen with the team and the program, how it was going to respond. They kind of struggled early and then in the beginning of but they've come on at the end of an SEC play. And I think they're putting it together, and I think they're, quote unquote, getting hot at the right time.
Yeah.
Now, it should come down to those two schools, to be honest, Tennessee or North Carolina. I just think Tennessee, especially if they match up in the second game they play after the winner's bracket, if they both win their first game and Tennessee takes North Carolina down and North Carolina has to win 2 in a row, I think Tennessee's got them. That was a tough bracket for me to pick out, and it shouldn't be as hard as it was when you're talking about the number 5 overall seed. That should have been an easier, I'm going to pencil North Carolina through. But when Tennessee landed in there, I immediately went, okay, I got to do some looking at this.
Okay. So the Vols out of that little region.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay.
And then who are you looking at there?
You know what? That's a good question, man. I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued with East Carolina because I like those type of programs. But
yep.
I'll probably go with
East Carolina can win a game, maybe even win a second game, but I don't see them having the horses to compete with Tennessee or North Carolina in this. I just don't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you, I guess. Tennessee, SEC.
Yeah, I mean,
UNT and East Carolina would be a nice little matchup. Just because it's the Carolinas.
Yeah, but it's going to come down to one of those two. I think North Carolina or Tennessee. I just lean Tennessee by how they're playing at the end of the season. The bats are starting to wake up a little bit. So we'll see how.
So that's the first upset you have, right?
That's the first upset I have.
Okay. Tennessee.
I think I only have one more upset. No, 2 more. Let's see. Yeah, I have 2 more upsets through the whole rest of it. Maybe 3 because I'm not sold on this next region yet. The next region is the number 12 overall seed.
They got screwed a little bit there.
Which is in College Station, Texas.
Yeah, that's nice.
Which is a very difficult place to play. Bluebell Park is phenomenal atmosphere. Okay. But to get off on a quick soapbox before we get into it, I don't see how a team finishes third in the SEC, the deepest, strongest conference in baseball.
Obviously, yes.
Third.
Mm-hmm.
The selection committee says by half a game. They don't really, and be honest, had they played the third game, and the half game is the game between Texas and Texas A&M, they got rained out. A&M won the first two. Had A&M win that third one, they would have been the number 2 seed.
Ooh, that's rough.
Now, what bugs me is the selection committee people stating stuff like we don't really take too much stock into the baseball tournaments for the conferences. But then they come out and say Arkansas's run in the SEC tournament helped boost them up. But A&M, Texas even lost their first game in the SEC tournament. Y'all lost game 1. We lost our first game. And A&M gets dropped to a 12 seed. Now, mind you, they took the series from Florida at Florida.
Nice.
So it is what it is. I'm not going to harp on it because I did make the devil's advocate rebuttal to everybody from A&M saying that was that our pitching staff has not shown anything that would give faith. Do we have some pitchers that can turn it on and shut you down? Yeah, we do. But it just hasn't been there. Now, the offense, if the offense is clicking, we'll win games 9-8. We don't care. And they've got one of the deepest lineups. There's potential to have 3 first-round picks coming off that lineup. Gavin Grahovac, Caden Sorrell, and Chris Hakopian could all be first-round picks in the Major League Baseball draft.
Damn.
Yeah. And then there's probably a couple more on there that are probably going to be sprinkled in the later rounds. We also have been playing without, in my mind, one of, if not the freshman of the year players, the kid from Pearland, Nico Partita. And if you haven't seen Jonah Wilson, the right fielder at A&M play, please watch him. This kid's like 6'3", 240. He played quarterback at Hallettsville.
Damn. That's a big kid.
And he hits tanks when he hits them. And he has got a laser beam in right field. You don't run on him. So, but enough on A&M. So this is the College Station regional. This regional.
Lamar, yeah. Texas State, yeah. Lamar, yeah. USC. That's crazy, man.
Lamar is pretty good. A&M's beaten them, but they played them twice this year, I think, and beat them both times pretty handily. So but Texas State has beaten A&M. They've beaten Texas in midweek games. Texas State is not a slouch.
No, they're not. They're pretty good.
Texas State can beat USC in game 1 when they play. Now, because of the environment and because I know Aiden Sims is going to be ready to pitch, he didn't pitch for the last conference series or the conference tournament. They were giving him rest, but I know he's coming back. I went A&M winning this region, but I'm not sold on it. But I think with that crowd, that offense gets going again, and I think that will carry us. I think the Bluebell crowd can get in the heads of opposing players, especially when they start their little ball 5 chants and all that. That if you're not that place gets electric. I mean, so I went A&M. I'm not 100. That's more of a fan for me picking that region. I'm not confident in it at all, but I went with it.
No, man, I'm with you. I mean, I agree. That's a tough region, man. Lamar, Texas State. Texas State, they were the old Southwest Texas State back in the day, right? Before they were Texas State.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Remember that back when I was a kid.
That was known as the biggest party school in America back in the day.
Really? I thought it was Stephen F. Austin.
No, Southwest Texas for sure.
Really? That was a party school, huh?
Yeah, I was going to go to college there. And my mom's like, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, because they were saying, I swear, they used to rank, I don't know, it's kind of off subject, but they used to rank the top universities for the most alcohol consumption, man. I swear, like, some of these small schools in Texas, killing it, bro.
Yeah.
Leading the way, you know. But
well, if you've never been to the Dixie Chicken in College Station, it still holds the record for the most beer sold per square foot because it's such a small bar and they sell so much beer in that place. That's awesome. Because man, it spikes when we lose a home football game because everybody goes there to drown.
Drinks. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's a tough region, man. But even though John Sheshik's not walking through those doors, Aggie Baseball Hall of Famer, my buddy, class of Dobie 95.
He's on the broadcast team.
Dude, I'm on a group text with these guys. I don't even know how many fellows are on there, man. But on the title of the group text, it says Dobie's Greatest Generation. I'm a part of that, man. And John Sheshik is on there. So
I like him. He's funny when he's on the broadcast. He's hilarious.
Oh, you know what? His nickname was Jolly. We still call him that. Yeah, Jolly John Sheshik, bro.
I like him.
Love that guy. He was our quarterback, man. He was one of those guys. He would call. I have to tell the story after practice. He'd tell, "Hey guys, varsity, stay outside. Stay after practice." Like he's gonna talk to the guys after practice. He'll wait till the coaches leave the field, go inside. He'll just put his arms around the guys. Hey guys, I just want the coaches to go inside, man. So we'll be doing tonight. Where's the party at? And the coaches think we're talking about football and we're talking about, we need to do this and do that. He's like, "Oh, are they gone? All right, guys, we'll be going tonight, fellas." He was one of those leaders, man.
I got to switch hats since it's Memorial Day.
There you go. So going A&M, buddy. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm
getting
with it. Then we're going to shift over to Lincoln, Nebraska. A lot going on up in Lincoln these days. So you've got Nebraska hosting with San Diego State, Arizona State, and Ole Miss. And this is where my second upset happens here. We're going to go with the full attire.
There you go. Dig it.
I don't know where mine are. My glasses are somewhere. These are my granddaughters.
Sure they are.
I can't get them right now. Yeah, they are, really. I'll
sure.
My wife's bringing me mine right now. Go ahead. Who you got here with well, I'll go ahead. This is my upset pick here. Yeah, I'm going Ole Miss. Ole Miss is so good. Here, we'll put on my glasses now.
There you go.
No, I can't see crap, so hopefully this is going to be interesting. There we go. Oh, wait. We're still getting decorated.
Splattering.
They sell this at the little store near where we live, so I bought it all for my granddaughter.
Nice.
That's right. So I have Ole Miss because Ole Miss has really, really a really solid team, and they're playing really well right now, I believe. So I went Ole Miss in the upset over Nebraska here.
Dang, okay. Nebraska's hosting though, right? It's in Lincoln.
Yes. Nebraska is the host, but I'm going Ole Miss.
They got nice fans in Nebraska.
They do, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's all. So you got Ole Miss. I like Nebraska. I'm gonna go Nebraska just because I like the people there.
Yeah,
they stood up.
They're a good program.
Yeah, they are a good program too. But they got great fans. They gave Ricky Williams a standing ovation at one time.
Right.
We went in there and won. So thought that was nice.
The next bracket we come to is going to be, I think, a wash. I don't think there's even really much time spending much time on this. This is down in Auburn. Auburn's the host. They have Milwaukee.
Well, come on now.
NC State and UCF. I don't think it matters. Auburn's too deep on the pitching staff and their offense. Their pitching staff, I don't even think they threw their ace against A&M in the SEC tournament. And they put us down to 2 hits the whole game.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Auburn is really, really good.
Another SEC team, man. That's just insane. So really, okay. So nobody really has a chance of beating them in that little region, huh?
I don't believe so.
Probably not.
I don't see them getting beat there at all. I will go back here. Let me flip back my page. We've already pretty much said. We'll kind of pause here for a second. I took UCLA and Florida. We have them getting out of the super regional round and advancing to the World Series. So as of now, that gets us through the next little group. And I have Tennessee and A&M squaring off in the super regional. That would also be at Bluebell Park because A&M would be the higher seed than Tennessee. And I have A&M beating Tennessee. If we're playing at Bluebell, I like our chances. Our offense knows that ballpark really well. I'll take these off for a minute. So I've got A&M advancing out of the super regionals. And in the next bracket down was I had Ole Miss coming out. You had Nebraska, and we both had Auburn, and I have Auburn advancing to the World Series as well.
Okay.
And so that's where I'm sitting with mine. Before we get into the next, you had North Carolina winning that region, right? With Tennessee?
Yes. Yeah.
And then they play A&M, and who would win that matchup?
I'd probably lean Aggies for sure.
That would be a fun matchup. Those two have matched up before, and it's been pretty fun. To be honest with you, if North Carolina advances, I'd probably lean North Carolina because it would be in North Carolina.
Damn.
And then the next bracket would have been Ole Miss would win that region is what I had. You had Nebraska, and then I have Auburn. So I took Auburn over Ole Miss. So out of Nebraska and Auburn, who you got?
I'll probably have to go Auburn.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
sure. The smart pick there.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we get into, we have 4 more to go through, but we have a buddy. He's jumped on before with us in other shows, Anthony Manzano. So he said, hold on, let me jump back to this. Do you guys think Miami got put into the worst regional being in there with Gainesville? Yes. For them, yes. To have to face that Florida pitching staff, yes. I agree with his next statement. He says the majority of the Hurricane fans wanted to go to Austin and be in there with Texas. I would like Miami's chances against Texas better than I like Miami's chances against Florida. Texas's pitching can be got. I know they've got Dylan Volantis and all that, and that's fine. But Texas's pitching has been got before. So I think Miami would have had a better shot there. I just don't think Miami matches well with Florida. I don't think many teams match well with Florida, to be honest with you, with that pitching staff they have. And they've got some guys who can match too. Blake Sear, that dude is a monster. ACC baseball guy, of course. Like I said, if A&M matched up with North Carolina, I'd probably leave North Carolina, but I have Tennessee taking out North Carolina. Just because I think Tennessee's getting hot and playing better now. And you got Auburn. He got Auburn with us, just like we did both. He had Auburn coming out of that region. But while you're there, Anthony, let me flip back and get your take real quick. Who you think would out of the regionals? I had West Virginia coming out of the West Virginia, Binghamton, Kentucky, Wake Forest. I think we all agree UCLA would go ahead and roll through their region. So that would, in my mind, I had West Virginia holding serve at home. You might lean more of a Wake Forest being ACC. You probably may have seen them more. But we both had UCLA advancing to the World Series. You have West Virginia too, and then UCLA. Texas and UCLA won't play till the World Series. We're just kind of getting through the super regionals right now because he said he has Texas upsetting UCLA. I hate to inform you, Texas is not getting to the championship game.
Damn.
I'll tell you that now. And then in your next regional, since he's popping up predictions real quick, Southern Miss. I have Southern in Virginia there, and then Florida plays Miami. Which we've already talked about Florida. So we have Florida going on there. The super regional for UCLA would be West Virginia. They're the 16 seed. One matches with 16, 2, 15, all the way down, through the list, just like the basketball bracket would be. So that would be the super regional would be UCLA and West Virginia. And obviously, West UCLA should run through that pretty easy. Jumping on to we're at 1 hour and 15. We got time here. We just want to be sure we don't hit that 2-hour mark. So, jumping into the next bracket, this will be Georgia Tech is your host. Which
Atlanta.
They're the number 2 overall seed. They get a bracket with UIC, which I'm going to assume it's University of Illinois Chicago, because of the conference they were in and who they played and stuff. I think that's
UIC. Yeah.
And then they're also in with the Citadel.
Good old Citadel.
And OU is in that region. Georgia Tech is going to roll through that. Easy. It's not going to be fun. So that would be, we already answered that one.
That's an ACC team. When was the last time an ACC team won baseball? I mean, you said the SEC's been dominant, right?
They've won the last 7 the SEC has. I want to say it was a Virginia, maybe. In like 2016, 2017. I'd have to look that one up. Who's in that? When the last time because I know like Coastal Carolina's won it.
Right, I remember that.
Like that. So I'd have to go look at when the ACC won the title. So I'll have to look at that later on and see if I can figure that one out. But I have Georgia Tech rolling through that.
Georgia Tech.
Now Florida State's hosting their own regional. As far as FSU, Anthony mentioned FSU in the Athens regional. We're going to get to the Athens regional coming up in a minute, and we're going to get to the Florida State regional also in just a minute. Next regional is going to be in the great flat state of Kansas.
Kansas.
Kansas is hosting, unfortunately, and they get Northeastern, Missouri State, and Blue Pig.
Yeah, Pig Suey.
This is the last upset I believe I have, and this is Arkansas.
You got Arkansas, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I figure.
Arkansas, Hunter Dietz on the mound. If he's healthy, he came out of the game the other day early. Don't know what happened there, but he said he wasn't feeling well. But then they started talking about X-rays were negative, so I don't know the whole story there. But Arkansas, I think Arkansas has just got too much pitching. And if the bats wake up for Arkansas, they can make a deep, deep run. Yeah, Virginia won it in 2015. I was right there. I think I said 16, but Anthony just went and looked it up, and he said 2015 would have been the last ACC champion, which was 2015. So 11 years.
Damn.
Yeah. Because remember, the SEC's only won 7 in a row, but I think Carolina won it in 18, Coastal Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the SEC won the ones before that too.
That is crazy.
Yeah, they're the blue blood of college baseball, right? For the past decade at least. So I have Arkansas taking down Kansas. That would pair up Arkansas and Georgia Tech, and I have Georgia Tech beating Arkansas to advance to the World Series.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah, the Ramblin' Wreck. And here we go, Anthony. We jump into your Florida State team, who I believe should not be seated there, but whatever. That should have been A&M seed at least. But
dang.
That could be. Wasn't the Vanderbilt teams that were dominating with David Price and them coasting, winning, Coastal, winning and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, Vandy had the David Price years. They had Kumar Rocker years. Jack Leiter years. They had so many different. Vanderbilt was so dominant. It's not even funny. But rolling into your FSU bracket, Anthony, Florida State's hosting. This is a tricky little bracket here. Not necessarily the other, but the number 2 seed in here is a problem. They do have St. John's, which Florida State should handle. Northern Illinois University, I believe, NIU.
Yeah.
And then Coastal Carolina, who's been ranked pretty much all season in the top 25. At one point, they were up in the top 10. They've struggled a little bit down the stretch, but that Coastal Carolina team is scary. I took FSU.
FSU, yeah. St. John's, man, that's in New York, isn't it? Way to go, St. John's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Red Storm or something like that. Okay. I didn't know they played that. So you like FSU in that one, so do I. Coastal Carolina's got a lot of tradition, so you just never know those guys. But I'm going ACC.
Yeah, me too. I went Florida State there. This next region, what they'll match up with in the Super Regional would be Alabama is the 7 overall seed. Alabama State's in there. USC Upstate, which I think they were in the Alabama region in softball too. And
USC Upstate?
Upstate, weren't they in with Bama in the softball tournament?
Yeah, I think so. You're right.
And then Oklahoma State is the other team in there.
Don't forget Alabama State, man. They won the SWAC.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and forget Alabama State.
Wow. Hey, man, Alabama. You know what? Arkansas Pine Bluff had a good baseball team, man. We thought they had a shot. They lost to Alabama State.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And, it's funny. I got to tell you, though. I got to tell you this, man. My daughter goes to UAPB, obviously. And she told me they got a new baseball coach this year. And he's like, yeah, Dad, he's bringing in a lot of white dudes. So, I guess you have to in baseball. So that kind of they got a new baseball coach. That's all I know. So they're doing better. They had a shot.
Yeah. I mean,
they thought,
they were there. If they win that game, they're in this tournament.
But Alabama State, they won the SWAC. And who are they playing? Alabama, or are they playing?
Oh yeah, they get Bama first.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, then they would probably play UC Upstate. I'm actually, I was wrong. I do have another upset here, and I'm going Oklahoma State.
You're going Cowboys.
Yeah, that Oklahoma State team is just one of those gritty teams. So I'm going to lean Oklahoma State here. Again, this is not an easy bracket to figure out, but I went Oklahoma State advancing in this one.
Okay, Bama's hosting.
Yep.
Okay, Oklahoma State, Big 12. Okay. What other Big 12 team is there that's any good?
No,
how many Big 12 teams are there?
A Big 12 put 6 teams in.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Oklahoma State. Okay, I'm good with that. Why not? The next one, next region is going to be nice.
The next region's got a little interesting twist to it too that we'll get into. Anthony, our buddy, we need to get Anthony on the show with us sometime. We got to figure out how to send him a link so that he can join in, because this dude's got some good takes.
Yeah, he's got some good. He knows some baseball.
It's always good to have another person from a different school. Also, even football talks, baseball talks, doesn't matter. Being a Hurricane, that gives us another Hurricane fan on the show. So we'll have to work on that with him.
And he really likes Oklahoma.
Yeah, he had Oklahoma State winning that region and making a run. I don't know that they could win the World Series, but they're scrappy enough that they could put the fear in some of the top seeds. That's for sure. That's what I said. They are scrappy. So I had actually, if it links up with Florida State and Oklahoma State, I do have Florida State winning that matchup, just because it would be in Tallahassee for that reason. So, and Florida State has a really good pitching staff and bullpen. And I think that's what you really need in the super regionals. You need a pitching staff. So the next one, we have the Austin, Texas regional, which is where Anthony said he wanted to go, which I tell you it'd probably be better than where you are. Texas, Holy Cross, Tarleton State, and UC Santa Barbara. There's another one of those California schools.
Yeah. Watch out for those guys, man. Tarleton.
Now, here's my little side note on this region. Tarleton beat Texas, I think, twice this year in the midweek games.
No way.
Or they beat them once and they lost like 14-13 to them. Don't sleep on Tarleton State. They've got some kids from out there in that West Texas area too that, man, they just play ball.
Oh, yeah, that's in Stephenville.
Right.
In Stephenville, Texas. You're right. I've been through there, man. They used to be Division II, I think.
Yeah, they've moved up. They've moved up. They've moved up, and don't sleep on Tarleton State. I'm telling you, they could. Tarleton State could win this region. I don't have them winning this region,
but they could.
But don't sleep on UC Santa Barbara either.
So I'm telling you, man, these little California schools, man. You never know about them. Now, Holy Cross, I'll be honest with you, Sean. When I think of Holy Cross, I think of Rudy. Because that's where Rudy had to go. That's like a little Notre Dame junior, isn't it, over there? It's like you go to Holy Cross first to try to get into Notre Dame. Isn't that what Rudy did? Into Holy Cross?
I haven't watched that movie in so long. I have no idea.
That's what I think when I think of Holy Cross, man. I think of Rudy.
I'll go ahead with your. I'll let you take the lead on your because I have Texas winning this, and I'll let you give your talk. But I had to throw my jab in that Tarleton State has beaten Texas. So, and then Anthony, I see your next two comments and your questions. I'll get to those as soon as Doug finishes his.
I still got Texas in this region, man. I mean, they're in Austin. Yeah. Okay, Tarleton. Okay, they beat them a couple times. Who's Texas got to play first? Holy Cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Tarleton. I mean, they got to play this Santa Barbara team first, man. I mean,
right. You may not even have to face. You may not even have to face Tarleton because if they lose to UC Santa Barbara and then for some reason lose to Holy Cross, they're out. So, I don't see that happening, but we'll see.
No, man. I got the Longhorns, man. Come on. Yeah. SEC. Hook 'em. They got the best coach in the country.
No,
I don't mean that. Dude.
Yeah, maybe the best pitching coach.
Is that okay?
Max Wiener. What a name! Alone.
That's beautiful.
So you've got Texas. Real quick before we jump into those, let's go ahead and hit the region they'll match up with before we hit Anthony's comments. You got the next one is the Eugene region, which is Oregon. This is the only one team has massive travel in this region. You have Oregon, Yale, Washington State, and Oregon State.
Yeah.
Poor Yale has to come across the country, and the rest of them got to like hop an Amtrak or something. What is going on here? I don't see this being a fun region at all. I think Oregon pretty much dominates this region.
Yeah, the mighty Ducks.
Yeah, and as somebody who has faced Oregon in a super regional in recent history, fear if they come to Austin. They came to College Station, dude. They came to College Station, and it took 2 grand slams in. I want to say it took we had Jeff Kent's son, Caden Kent, was on the team, and I think he hit a grand slam to push the game wide open. We were down, and he hit like grand slam, and then we hit another grand slam. They're scary. Oregon is just a team. So fear if they come into Texas. Don't think it's much like when Arizona State rolled in for softball. It's not just going to be an easy 1-2, let's go. No, there's going to be a fight on your hands. So Anthony does say he has Oregon State winning this region. I could see Oregon State because of the rival thing between the two, but I still think Oregon's just got too much for them. But back to his comments real quick. Who do you have coming out? You got Oregon or Oregon State or Washington, or do you have Yale? You have the Yale Bulldogs winning that region?
I don't have the Yale Bulldogs winning that region.
They do have the most ever national championships in football.
Well, that's kind of a not, relevant, I don't think. But I'm going to go with Oregon.
Okay.
The Duck.
So real quick, he said, isn't the College World Series one of these types of tournaments that a surprise team makes a crazy run that nobody expected because of what you described, being scrappy and not having the most talent? 100%.
100%, man.
There's
going to be way more upset than we actually think, man.
There's going to be tons more upsets than we think. Think of it as, okay, pitching, Team A has Paul Skeens pitching, and Team B has, I don't know, some dude pitching. Well, if Paul Skeens is off that day, Team B and their pitcher's on for Team B. Team B beats Paul Skeens. There's your upsets. And then that kind of stuff happens all the time. These teams all have talent. But those teams that don't commit errors, play sound defense, don't chase pitches, are very selective at the plate. These are the teams that will up and bite people, much like Coastal Carolina a few years ago when they won the title, much like we've talked about the Cal teams, the Santa Barbaras, the Fullertons, those teams. This is one team. This is one sport where, you could have more upsets. I mean, you get upsets in the basketball tournament, but if you were to play those upsets in the basketball tournament over a series of 3 or 5 games, the better teams, the higher seed's going to win most of those games.
Yeah.
So, and baseball, not so much. And then he asked, is it Pearland around College Station? Pearland's about 2 hours away from College Station.
Pearland is south of Houston.
Yeah, Pearland is south of Houston. Houston's about an hour and a half to College Station, and Pearland's about 30 minutes south of Houston.
By the way, Pearland softball is playing for the state championship against Waco Midway. I know.
Pearland baseball got knocked out, though.
Did they already? Really? That's too bad.
Atascocita knocked them out, I think.
Okay, well.
And then I think Katy Seven Lakes knocked out Atascocita. So, and then
Pearland is a suburb south of Houston, basically. I deliver mail in Pearland, Silver Lake, Shadow Creek.
Yeah, he's, that's what he's afraid of. With they're not making any errors, he sees them upsetting Florida. I don't think Miami has the pitching staff to handle Florida's pitching staff, to be honest with you. Aiden King and Liam Peterson are nasty. 2 of the best pitchers I've seen all year. So I don't see Miami doing it. Now they could. Oh yeah, here we go. The reason why I know about Pearland is because Pearland West is always the Texas team that is winning Little League Series. They haven't won it, but they've gotten there a lot. Yeah. I know a couple of those kids that were on the first team to do it went to the University of Texas to play. Those kids were all zoned to go to Manville High School, and they all transferred to Pearland because of baseball.
Well, they do like their baseball in Pearland. The dad's club out there.
Yeah.
They put a lot of money into it. So
we got about another 20 minutes. We get through these last few brackets. The next host site is FY. I have Texas advancing to the World Series also, by the way. I have a meeting for it. What'd you say? Oh, sorry. My wife said something, but she was talking to her mom. So I've got the next host is down in Stark Vegas.
Mississippi.
Yeah. And
Cowbells.
Mississippi State, Lipscomb, Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, and Cincinnati. Now, I know these other teams, Louisiana and Cincinnati and stuff, have had good years and whatever. Well, let me just tell you a little thing to put on their notepads on their travel. You have never played in an environment you're fixing to play in.
What, Mississippi State? Do they got the Cowbells too, or what?
The dude, that place, they call it the Dude. Duty Noble Field, I believe is his name, and they call it the Dude. And let me tell you something. As electric as A&M gets at Bluebell Park, Mississippi State is about double that. They pack about 14,000 in for every home game.
For baseball?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Dude, they did a poll of SEC players and said, what is the best environment on the road you've played in? And every player said Noble. Duty. A couple said Bluebell, but it was mostly Duty Noble.
Wow.
And let me tell you, that place, they don't have any idea what they're walking to. It's much like the box over at LSU when they were good. But it's almost like the box on steroids. Dude, it's if you get a chance, watch a Mississippi State game in this regional, especially if it's a night game. You'll be like, what in the world? It's insane, dude. It's I mean, it's crazy. It's insane.
Gotta love college sports, man. That's crazy. I never even thought of that, man. Mississippi State baseball. I know they're pretty wild in football. The games just because of those cowbells, but
I'll get into some of your stuff here in a minute, Anthony, because he's getting off into high school baseball real quick. I want to run through these brackets before we get close to our 2 hour. We can't go over 2 hours. So I have Mississippi State destroying that region. Just they're good. They're really, really good too.
SEC.
Well, it's just that. And then Anthony, you asked about this earlier. Who's in the Georgia region? Georgia, I'm penciled them all the way through to the World Series. Georgia has LIU.
Liberty, LIU, Boston College.
No, that's Long Island University. The Sharks. Liberty and Boston College. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on that because there's not a reason to. Georgia has a kid by the name of Daniel Jackson. And that's the only name you need to know from that regional.
Daniel Jackson. Okay.
Catcher. He was a catcher. I don't have his final numbers, but I'm going to tell you he put up at least 27 home runs and 25 or 27 stolen bases.
Damn. Okay.
And he's a catcher. I think
you ain't supposed to do that.
Triple crown in the SEC. I think he won the Triple Crown in the SEC.
As a catcher,
RBIs,
man.
Yeah. Homers, average, and RBIs. I think he won it. So.
Wow.
I have Georgia coming out of that, and I have Georgia going to the World Series. My World Series teams are Georgia, Texas, Florida State, Texas Tech, Auburn. I have A&M going, and I have Florida and UCLA.
Yeah, Florida, UCLA, A&M. That's what I got.
Which would line up almost perfectly with the softball, which would be 5 SEC schools. One Big Ten and 2 ACC, which is about how it's probably going to break out anyway, to be honest with you. The SEC is going to have at least 5 schools in there. So that's our breakdown of it. To get into some of this, Anthony has dropped down us. The most dominant high school program in baseball over the last few years, Pearland. Pearland, South Lake. In Texas, man, you're talking Pearland, South Lake Carroll's been up there, Atascocita, the Katy programs, Katy 7 Lakes. Cedar Park's always been good in baseball. Midway up in Waco is they're more softball.
Midway.
Pumpkinville has always been a good baseball program. Argyle or Aledo is nasty in baseball.
Oh yeah, Aledo's good at baseball. You're right, man.
Baseball, football is Aledo's thing.
Yeah.
Those are some of the best programs in Texas. Pearland's probably the most consistent, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
some of these others have come up recently, but Pearland's normally, and there's normally one out of Fort Bend, Clements, or one of those schools. Normally, is really good. I know a few years back, Clements was the number one team in the nation.
Yeah, Clemens is terrible in football, but they play good baseball.
But they,
Kingwood used to be really good in baseball.
So did Alvin.
True.
Alvin High School used to be really good. Of course, when you have Nolan Ryan pitching, you are supposed to be pretty good.
Deer Park at one time.
Yeah, Deer Park.
Andy Pettit.
Yeah, Andy Pettit's the boy there. So there's it's hard to do that, to be honest with you, Anthony, in a state the size of Texas, because there's so many programs that just
baseball's a little different, man. I don't know. I guess Pearland would be I guess they're usually there.
Yeah, I would say Pearland's the most consistent big program, in my mind. Round Rock, I don't know that Round Rock's normally that good. I think they normally struggle to get out of their regional with little Travis and Westlake over there.
Yeah, Westlake usually takes baseball pretty good.
So Lake Travis is normally, you got some decent teams too. His picks are, he has UCLA, Florida, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Virginia, Texas, Texas Tech, and the Aggies. A lot of Texas people there.
Yeah, Texas Tech, Aggies, and Florida. I like Georgia Tech too. I was thinking Georgia Tech.
Well, to be fair with you on this point here, this is one of the best trivia questions ever. What two Hall of Famers played on the same baseball team in Texas? And they're Hall of Fames in different sports. Well, one's not in the Hall of Fame yet. I don't think either one are in the Hall of Fame, but they will be. But your quick little answer is they both were pitchers in Highland Park.
The Kershaw.
Kershaw's, he's one of them. Who was the other one?
Wasn't Matthew Stafford?
That's who it was.
Was it really?
They were both pitchers on the Highland Park baseball team.
Get out, dude. They're buddies. I forgot about that, man.
Yeah.
So Matthew Stafford was a stud pitcher too, huh?
Yeah, but he chose football. Worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah. Good choice, man. Good choice. Damn.
What is the most intimidating SEC ballpark to play in, where even the best teams struggle? Man,
sound like Mississippi State to me.
Well,
what are you describing?
If you want me to rank them, I'll give you my top 5 that I would say are the hardest. Number 1, Mississippi State, hands down. Number 2, I'm throwing Blue Bell in at A&M. Number 3, I'm going to throw the Box at LSU, Alex Box Stadium. 4, I'm going to go Arkansas. And 5, I'm going to go Tennessee. Mainly because I think those Tennessee fans still scream Rocky Top every 3 seconds, and that would just make me just off myself. I can't do that. So that's what I would go. I would go Mississippi State, Texas A&M, LSU, Arkansas, and Tennessee would be my top 5 baseball stadiums in Texas or in the SEC. So, other than that, guys, we have some stuff coming up on the show this week on the WTP Sports Dudes. Go like, follow, subscribe to all of our channels. Are scrolling at the bottom down there. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for all of us. We all put out content. Tomorrow we have our top 10 running backs in college football show. Going into the 2026 season. Coming up in a few weeks, just a teaser for everybody, we have a bucket list schedule. Everybody's putting together a schedule where you can only see each team. You can only see a team one time. and you have to fill out a 12-week bucket list for yourself. So we're going to put that down the road because everybody needs time to work through it. Again, the top 10 running backs tomorrow night. You can find all the channels. You can also find us on Patreon. You can find us on, I'm on TikTok under SEC Sean. I do a lot of NASCAR content also. But go like, subscribe, join, share, comment, do whatever you need to do. Like I said, liking and subscribing. We don't ask for anything. We're not asking for money or nothing. Just makes us grow and get bigger. So other than that, I'm ready for a week of baseball, and we'll get together and see where it goes tomorrow. I'm real interested about everybody's list for this running back ranking. So we'll see how that goes. But don't forget,
I'll send you mine tomorrow.
Yeah, send me yours tomorrow. Don't forget, we got softball and baseball. Softball kicks up Thursday. Baseball kicks up Friday. Keep tuned in. And keep on board with it. So when y'all see us go live again, we'll probably go live with college baseball again with the right before the World Series after the Supers, like we did with softball. Kind of go through it again. So other than that, I'm going to jump off here and go chill for a little bit and get ready to go to work tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right, have a good one, Doug. I appreciate you joining. Thanks for joining in the chat, Anthony. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat.
Thank you, Anthony. Good work, man.
All right.
Appreciate it, Sean.
We'll see y'all later.
All right, have a good night, buddy.
Right. Y'all too. All right, bye.